gotta get it out. Woo-hoo. We're gonna be sitting. Okay. Have you ever seen High School Musical? I'm sure you have. It was a seminal film for me as a young middle schooler. But I did not do musicals or any sort of theater, so I didn't know like you do exercises to like get ready, like throat and like, I don't know, like red leather, yellow leather stuff kind of thing. Didn't know that until I watched High School Musical. And there's a part where Sharpay Evans, played by Ashley Tisdale, goes like, and that is what I do before every What's New in the Children's Room, because it actually calms me down. So thanks, High School Musical. Hi everybody, welcome to this week's edition of What's New in the Children's Program Room, because that's where we are. And we have a special guest. Some of you may know her, some of you may love her, some of you may have given her a high five after story time. It's Coco Moose. Here she is. Coco Moose is gonna help us do a different kind of What's New in the Children's Room this week. And Coco Moose, do you have anything to add? She's more of a silent partner. This week's What's New in the Children's Room is gonna be a little different. We're not gonna go out and dance, and we're not gonna talk about different books like picture books or nonfiction. Well, we are gonna talk about a little bit of nonfiction, but we're not gonna have different books. We're gonna focus solely on my favorite part of the children's collection, middle grade. And I hope that if you are like a stout picture book lover or an early reader person who needs like new series in their lives, that you still watch this, because there are some really great read aloud books in these piles. So the reason I'm going to talk about middle grade this week is because if you're not really reading a series, then it's really hard to pick up a book that you don't know about, because there's so many different kinds of books. Sometimes you don't know how to like look at the book itself and decide like, is this for me? And I'm gonna do it with you. I'm gonna show you a behind the scenes look of how librarians book talk books that we don't know about. Most of these I do know about because I helped purchase them, but I'm gonna just show you how to do it and like help you decide, is this the book for you? So let's get started. Coco Moose, are you ready? She's ready. Coco Moose, you gotta stay with me. You can't be falling asleep during What's New in the Children's Room. It's a bad look for me. Okay. She's very tired. She's had a long night. So I'm gonna pick books out of the piles that I have and just quickly book talk them and show you how you would look into if you actually want to read this book or not, without having to like look online, which I will say I rely on online reviews and Goodreads and book lists and journals and all of the things to decide if I want to read a book. But if you're in a library and you're browsing, you maybe don't have your phone with you, or maybe you can't access a computer at that point, I'm going to show you how you look at something that's right in front of you and how you decide. Let's do it. I'm gonna have some coffee first. Gotta get pumped. Do you need coffee? No. Coco Moose doesn't drink coffee. Let's pull one off the pile, shall we? The first one is a book of poetry. It's called Everything Comes Next by Naomi Shihab Nye. Here it is. And the first thing you want to do is, when it's a hardcover book, you're going to look at the flap. And it says, Naomi Shihab Nye is a acclaimed, most popular, most inspiring, most life-changing poet. And then I usually read that, and then I love reading author biographies because, one, it tells me what books they've written. So if I see a book that I know or a book that I've read about or heard about, that I'm like, maybe I'll like this book because I know this book. So this one says, she is the Young People's Poet Laureate. So automatically I'm like, her poetry must be really good if she's the Young People's Poet Laureate. And then I look at the book itself. I look at what it says. Poetry books are definitely a subjective choice because I like confessional poetry and I like short poems. I don't like long stanzas because aesthetically I don't like how compact they are. I like when there's spacing. So this book seems like something I would definitely pick up. Coco Moose has put my mask on because she says we're not properly socially distancing, even though it's my mask, which cross-contamination, Coco Moose. Get it together, girl. All right. Next book we're going to pick off the pile is Julieta and the Diamond Enigma. It already has a mystery sticker, so you know, and plus an enigma puzzle. And it's written by Luisana Duarte Armendariz. And so I'm going to read the inside flap and tell you what it's about. So this book is about Julieta and her dad going to Paris. They live in Boston, which is close by. And her dad works for the Museum of Fine Arts, which you might have been there. And they are looking to acquire some things for the Museum of Fine Arts. And Julieta witnesses a thief stealing a diamond from a museum in Paris. And she accidentally frees the thief. Oh my goodness, there's so much chaos. So if you like mystery books and a little bit of funniness, so like Mr. Lemoncello or The Westing Game, I think you'll want to pick this book up. The next one on our pile is Thank You for Voting, the Past, Present, and Future of Voting, which would probably normally be our bonus round pick. And it was written by Erin Geiger Smith with Kathleen Kroll. And this book is all about voting rights. So it's written in different parts, which if it's a nonfiction book, you can always look at the table of contents, and if the chapter names... Ooh, Coco Moose, you made me yawn. If you notice the chapter names and the information that it's given, if it interests you, take out the book. So like these chapters are put into different parts. So part 1 is how we got the vote. Part 2 is how do you stay informed as a voter. Part 3 is how do you get people to vote? How, as a young person, if you don't have the right to vote, how do you get your grown-ups at home to vote? So you check this book out if you're interested in voting, in the history of voting and elections. Coco Moose went to bed behind me because apparently I bore her, which is rude, but she's in a chair behind me. We'll catch up with her later. The next book in our pile is Red Fox Road by Frances Greenslade, and this is a story of survival. So if you've read the I Survive series or Hatchet or any book that like keeps you on the edge of your seat, this is the book for you. Francie and her parents are going on a road trip to the Grand Canyon, and they follow a shortcut and they get into a car accident in the middle of nowhere, and so they must use survival skills to be able to find help and essentially survive. It's a survival story. How many times can I say survive? Check this book out. The next book in our pile is The Unexplainable Disappearance of Mars Patel by Sheila Chari. And it's based on the podcast of the same name. So if you've heard that podcast, check out the middle grade book about it. So this book is about Mars and his friends. And one of his friends goes missing, but no one seems to care. And a clue to that would be that they go to H.G. Wells Middle School. Context clues. But anyway, it seems that no grown-ups really care about what happens to their friend. So Mars Patel starts investigating. So it's a little bit of mystery. It's a little bit of science fiction. H.G. Wells. And it turns out that it's all connected to a billionaire who has evil ties to an organization. So check this book out if you're interested in like sci-fi, mystery, that type of stuff. The next middle grade pick from this pile is The Boys in the Back Row by Mike Jung. And I recognize that name, so I checked the author's biography, and it turns out that he wrote Unidentified Suburban Object, which I remember reading and liking. And it also says that he was a founding member of #WeNeedDiverseBooks, which if you're a fan of middle grade, you probably already know about. But they have a Twitter and an Instagram, and they're a wonderful foundation who are trying to diversify publishing and middle grade and children's books. So definitely check them out because they're doing some amazing things. And Mike Jung was one of the founders of it. The Boys in the Back Row are about two best friends, Matt and Eric, and it's all about their friendship and what it means to be two guy friends in middle school who are very, very close. And at the end of the year, Eric is moving away, so Matt is heartbroken. So they try to do one last hurrah before Eric moves away. So at the end of their school year, they are playing in a concert, and next door there's like a Comic-Con type event, and they sneak away to go meet their favorite comic book writer, and they don't have any information about like anything. They're just like going because they want the adventure. And so if you want to read a book about friendship, if you're a fan of Diary of a Wimpy Kid or like Timmy Failure or like the James Patterson's I Funny Middle School is the Worst Years of My Life series, then you're gonna want to read this one. It's really great.